Up next on G Reviews, we test the AimTom Raptor to see how this guy stacks up against the competition and how many things we can run off of it at one time. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Scott and this is G Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest and greatest power station from AimTom, a Canadian-based company. And this is their, what they call the Raptor power station. This is going to be a mid-level power station in terms of the battery capacity. You've got lower end models that've got about 100 watt hours, and you have power stations all the way up through the thousands of watt hours. This guy just happens to be the sweet spot between portability and power. And as you can see in the front, it's got lots of different ports on it. This is solar capable as well, so AimTom does sell solar panels that you can plug right in and charge this guy. There's also, in the box included, there is a car adapter as well as an AC power adapter as well. You can fully charge this guy in a wall outlet in about 7.5 hours. Solar, they say, if you've got a 100 to 200 watt solar panel, could take anywhere in the 12-hour range. Those types of things in order to charge this guy up. Now, we'll just kind of walk through the actual ports themselves here. Alright guys, so let's just walk you through the front of this unit here. So starting from left to right, we do have the input, so that's where you'd put your solar, things like that, to again charge the unit. We've got our cigarette lighter here. We've got 4 USBs. And what's cool about all these different things, you can actually enable and disable all the various inputs and outputs. So if I wanted to just use the direct current, I would push that on, and you do have the little indicator here for that particular output. If I wanted to charge via USB, go ahead and click on that, and it's actually going to tell you, hey, the USB and the USB Type-C are enabled. So again, we do have Type-C. We have two 2.4 amperage USBs, as well as a USB 3.0 fast charge. And again, I will show you that in a moment, fast charging my phone. In the center, we have a very nice LCD screen. It'll give you actually your battery percentage. It's also going to give you the amount of hours left on the battery, bearing in mind what's plugged in. So this changes based on what you have plugged in. So for example, I'll turn the LED on. That's using 4 watts. It didn't even change because it's such a nominal amount of electricity, but I'll go ahead and show you that once we do start plugging stuff in. And then on the right here, we do have the watt, like I just showed you. It'll tell you specifically how many watts you're drawing off of the battery at any given time. So we'll turn the USB off, we'll turn the AC on. And on the right hand side here, we do have the 2 AC outlets. So again, we do have a 2-pin as well as a 2-pin plus ground here. And again, this does say 500 watt max, but in the owner's manual it does say 1000 watts peak, just to get whatever it is running. But that is pretty much the front of the unit. Again, you do have the LED light here. It has low, medium, and high, and then it also has an SOS function as well, which is really neat. And again, I mean, that'll last, forever. This thing has a 540 watt hour lithium ion battery. So really with with the light, it'll last, indefinitely with the light on. In the next section of the video, we're going to plug in various devices that I have on the table and see what kind of wattage and consumption we can get on the screen. Alright, so what we're going to do, as I mentioned, is just kind of plug various things on the table into the unit and just see, how many watts they take, and see how long the battery would last with them, the various things plugged in. So I think the lowest voltage thing here is just going to be this little headlight. Hit the USB, right? So go ahead and plug it into the 2.4 amp outlet. And it is charging, as you can see, and it doesn't even register. So that's how small of an output or voltage that thing takes. Let's go ahead and stick it in the 3.0 port. Nope, it's still not even registering. So if you've got one of these little headlights, you can expect an infinite amount of charge. This is a very bright spotlight that I have. Area light, sorry. Let's go ahead and plug this guy in, see what that does. All right, so there you go. So now you can see it changing. It does say 5 watts. Technically, that'll last about 95 hours, approximately, according to this. I think this guy's probably, yeah, it's almost charged. So, but anyway, I mean, this is a battery bank as well. So, you know, battery bank and a big light, it takes really hardly any watt. Let's do an iPhone. So I've got an iPhone 7 here. We got it now plugged in, as you can see. It is charging. So it is charging 5 watts, and it says 99 hours. same basic thing, just to give you a good idea, right? So that's the iPhone. My phone, we'll go ahead and plug that in. You can expect to get about 40 charges out of this battery. My wife and I, we were camping over the weekend, and we both charged our phone overnight. Cue the footage. All right, guys, so we are camping today in Meredith, New Hampshire, and we have our new AimTom Raptor with us, and what we're doing is we are charging up a Traxxas battery for my Traxxas Rustler here, and this thing's doing great. We got it's pulling 43 watts, so it says it's got 11 hours of power left. So this AimTom's doing great. It also charged up both my wife's and my Galaxy S8 Pluses last night, and again, still has 91% battery. So again, we're just charging up a battery for my truck here this morning. Back to the studio. From about, I don't know, 15%, and we still had, it was probably around 95% left on the battery. So as you can see on this one, this just says cable charging. It does not say fast charging at this point. It just says cable charging, and that's taking 9 watts. Let's go ahead and put it in the 3.0. As you can see now, it does say fast charging. Okay, so that is a legitimate full 3.0 port. How do I know how long the battery will last for a particular device? So the formula that they came up with is the capacity battery of the power station times 0.88, which basically takes into effect the inefficiencies, for example, of the AC, right? Because there's an inverter in there. And again, that does, you know, take power just to run the inverter. Things like that for the USB, but that's mainly for the AC power. But, so it'd be 540 watt hours times 0.88 divided by the rated power of your device. So for example, on this one, this is a 540 watt hour battery, and you're gonna multiply that by 0.88 divided by how many watts your device is. So if your device is 30 watts, you know, that would approximately last about 16 hours. And some typical recharges here. Again, like a smartphone would be about 40 recharges. Laptop could be 5, depending on, you know, the size battery of your laptop. Typical camera could be point and shoot, you know, in the neighborhood of 30 to 35 recharges. Drones such as the DJI, which actually I have here, DJI Mavic Air. This is saying in the neighborhood of 10 charges. Mini fridge, about 4 hours. Again, that really varies pretty wildly, just depending on the size of the fridge. Another thing that they claim that this is good for is, for example, CPAP machines. If you want to go camping and you need a CPAP machine, this is saying it'll last about 10 hours on a charge. And then the very last thing that it has on the list here is a 32-inch LCD TV. It'll do about 4 hours on a charge. Right now, what I've got running is we've got this Lasco fan over here. Again, it's just a circulatory fan. It circulates the air. I've also got a Traxxas Easy Peak Plus charger here, charging a 7 cell pack. So that's running, that's charging. I'm also charging this light. So I'll just kind of leave that running. I'm also charging fast charge my cell phone. Okay, so that's all the stuff that's running currently. Let's go ahead and turn the light on for the heck of it. But right now we are running about 85 watts. just the things that are actually running right now. What's going to be a little bit of a challenge is trying to run these power tools. So we've got a Craftsman, kind of like a Dremel tool, right? Variable speed. And then we also have this Bosch saw. We're going to try and safely run the jigsaw and the Dremel tool at one time. See what kind of draw we can have on the unit here, right? So again, we are at 130 watts total right now. Without further ado, let's go ahead and crank it up. Again, I will hold each of these in different hands just so we can make sure that we're doing this safely. All right, so I'm gonna turn on the Dremel first. All right, so we're at 181 watts with the Dremel going. Okay, 175 watts. Now we're gonna turn the jigsaw on. All right, guys, we are at 402 watts. 402 watts at 64 minutes. All right, so that is the maximum we can do. All right, so we'll turn this on too, what the heck. So we got it up to 400 and, I think it was 420 watts. Let's try it again with the light on. You'll be able to see what we're running here. Alright guys, so as you saw, this guy handled it like a champ. The AimTom 540WH Raptor power station, I know it's kind of a mouthful, let's just call it the Raptor. The Raptor handled 3 different USB devices, as well as a circular fan, the charger, the Traxxas charger, a variable speed Dremel, and also a jigsaw, all at the same time without breaking a sweat. It's not hot, it's not making any kind of noise. There wasn't the overload protection, anything like that. This thing has performed flawlessly the entire time I've been using it here. And again, there are some things that you can't use with it. You can't run an air compressor, you can't run for example, a teapot, a microwave, a hair dryer, anything that has to do with heat. It's not going to be able to run it. Again, it's 500 watts max between the both of the outlets. And again, I actually, you know, I might not, probably shouldn't even be doing what I'm doing here, but I actually have 4 different electrical appliances plugged into 2 sockets here. So again, I'm really trying to max the unit out, and it's still performing flawlessly. This has been Scott with G Reviews. This is the AimTom 540WH portable power station. It's called the Raptor. Go pick it up on Amazon. It's available right now. I highly rate this thing. It's, like I said, it's performed flawlessly for me so far. It's great quality. And again, even after all of that stuff that I just did, after everything that I still have running, we still got 86% battery. That's the lowest I've ever had this thing. I haven't even had it past, like I said, I haven't had it past, you know, 80% life yet. I mean, the battery in this thing is really, really awesome. If you live in anywhere there's, you know, bad weather, if there's ever, you know, power outages, if you have a boat, camping, anything like that, something like this is going to be really, really handy. Overlanding, you know, anything like that, this is going to be great. Again, this is Scott with G Reviews. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and go check out AimTom. They're awesome and up and coming in the portable power station industry. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.